fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
The Money Line. We are live. I'm here with my guy Mike Finch, and we're talking UFC Vegas 56, Volkov versus Rozenstruik. I am on the road, as you guys can see, but we're still making it happen, man. We don't stop. The grind don't stop. Mike, how you doing, my brother?
I love it. Yes, every day is a vacation in Huntington Beach. So, you know, I'm always on vacation, AJ, but I'm glad you are taking a little trip, man. It's you know, sometimes I got to do these Bellators from hotel rooms, so it's all good, bro. We got to make the show happen, and I am excited to talk to Juan Archuleta today, man. We're going to talk to one of Bellator's best. He'll be on in like 45 minutes, guys. Until then, we're going to break down some fist fights.
Let's go. We got interesting story, I guess, with the card with Askar Mozharov. We don't even know his last name at this point, man. He's got multiple. Ends up having his record go earlier in the week, 24 or 23-5, something like that. I remember on the breakdown, he had like a really nice record. Now he's 19-12. I got a little cough coming out of here. I'm getting emotional, man. I'm tearing up. What do you think, bro? This is an interesting situation. I've never seen it at the highest level ever.
Yeah, something I've definitely never seen. You know, there seems to be some tinkering with the reality of this gentleman's record. You know, you really want sports records to be third party. So unfortunately, with MMA, you know, for those of you guys who don't know, these websites that track these records, you can actually contact them and send them evidence that, no, I did have this fight that you don't have on my record. And if they find that fight, they'll put it up. They've done it for me, man. I had to hit up, was it Tapology or SureDog? I'm forgetting which website at this point, but I had to hit up a website and be like, hey, you don't have my first MMA fight right there. Here's the video. Here's all the information. They ended up putting it up. It seems like this guy might have pulled a fast one in that regard, right, AJ? Do you got some inside info for us on that one?
There's no real insider access besides it's unfortunate to see that he's a little fraudulent, man. It's worrisome when you get in there with UFC caliber. So I want to see what he can bring to the table. I like the stand up. Like, we'll get into the breakdown for that fight. He's dangerous for sure, regardless of records, regardless of the fraud. But it's just a weird situation to see a guy fake his record and then come through, and then the week of his fight, he's a different fighter. Like 19-12 versus 25-7 is a big difference in my opinion.
Johnny Depp for the win. Unanimous decision for Depp. Didn't he have to pay like $2 million or something? I don't know if it was a full. It might have been a split decision, bro. He might not have got all 3 rounds anyway.
Listen, he won a 29-28.
All right.
He still took the win. He still saved himself. I think, what was it, $10 million? I don't follow that stuff to the T. I just looked at a few clips
15,
online.
Right?
Something crazy.
I do my best to not watch that trial. Like, I felt like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, that's your business. You know, I don't need to hear about Amber Heard shitting on nobody's bed or how much cocaine that Johnny Depp does, but you get sucked into it, man. I mean, how much of a just oversaturation of YouTube and every other platform has just been filled with videos of that trial. So, you know, I had to learn about it a little bit, unfortunately. Good for Johnny Depp. Clear your name, my friend. Clear your name.
Clear your name, Johnny Depp. Celtics or the Dubs? Listen, the Celtics are getting the win. I'm in Massachusetts right now, so I got to go for the New England team, the Boston Celtics, for the W. You a Golden State guy, Mike?
Oh, my God. You should try to see me fucking play basketball, AJ. It's not good, dude.
Not good?
It's not good. I've never watched a full basketball game in my life, like from beginning to end, you know? I think maybe too many points. I don't know what it is. You know, soccer, not enough points. Basketball, too many points. I don't know. I like, punching people in the face. This is more exciting.
It is more exciting by a long shot, man.
Put the ball through the hoop. I mean, you guys have fun with that.
Yeah, listen, it's cool. It's fun, but what I want to see is 2 people going to war. I want to see somebody die in the cage, but I want to see him die in the cage.
I don't want to see nobody die in the cage. Hey, I don't want to see nobody die in the cage. We got love for these fighters, bro. One of the fighters on this card, by the way, almost fucking died in the cage in a fight, and we'll go through it. I was rewatching some of these fights. Holy shit, man! Some of these referee stoppages are questionable.
I feel like I could be a great ref, man. Yeah, it could be one of the greatest refs of all time, brother.
What do you guys think? AJ the ref? What do you guys think?
Put me in. Listen, but the problem is then I can't bet. I can't give my breakdown. That's why I ain't reffing fights. We're doing fantastics, bro. We're doing fantastico. We're excited to talk about this card. I'm excited to hear what Juan's got to say. Be cool to talk to him. He's a high-level guy in Bellator. Was close with Stotts up until the end there. This is a good show coming at you guys, man.
Juan was winning that fight. Juan Archuleta was winning that fight. He is absolutely one of the best fighters in Bellator. And he's at a good gym too, man. He's training with TJ Dillashaw and all those savages over there at HB Ultimate Training Center under Tiki Gosen. And man, I think he's got a really bright future. You know, Juan Archuleta, super talented guy. Do not sleep on my man Juan. And if you guys haven't seen him fight, definitely check him out, man. Very exciting fighter and a guy always looking for the finish. The nicest guy in the world too. I got to spend some time with him in Hawaii. Could not be a cooler dude.
Excited to talk to him for the first time. It's gonna be my initial meeting. Mike, we got a question for you. We got to get to before we get into the breakdown. We need to record a voicemail greeting for him, brother.
It depends on what the voicemail greeting is, but yes, absolutely. My Venmo is Mike Finch MMA. Let's figure this out. I want to do your voicemail. Let's do this.
Listen, DM Mike at the Mike Finch Show or Mike Finch MMA on Instagram, and you might be able to get yourself like a cameo type treatment with him. He'll make it happen. He's great with it. He does a fantastic job.
I'm in. The answer is yes.
Let's go. With both your guys' picks, so don't say any bullshit. Listen, Hasbullah, we try to avoid the bullshit.
Hasbullah, we don't bullshit over here, okay? We come off the top with the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm always trying to give you guys my full thoughts. You know, I've been criticized on this show for not giving just like hammering a pick down and being super confident on it. Well, you know why? Because I'm giving you guys what's going through my head when I'm looking at the matchup. I want you guys to understand what's at stake here and where the potentials are for each person to win. We keep it real. That's why, Hasbullah, you could have confidence in us.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey,
bro.
8-2 last week. Come on.
8-2,
AJ,
baby.
7-3?
I was 11-0, my friend.
There it is. He's messing with the records too now. You see this?
Listen,
This is how.
who do you think Askar got it from, bro? He hit me up. He said, "Listen, bro, how do I do this?" I said, "I'll get you undefeated for the record, bro." But unfortunately, when you get to UFC, there's no lies. It's straight truth that comes out.
These comments are getting insane. Mike got that low-key OnlyFans account. Absolutely not, Billy. All right, this body belongs to my wife. All right. And I'm not getting a divorce. She would kick my ass if I had an OnlyFans account. Okay.
Yeah, bro. That's for me, bro.
I want my fans to follow me on Instagram, not OnlyFans.
Follow me on either platform. We will make it happen.
Oh, definitely YouTube. Yes. Appreciate some of you guys coming through. Like Houdini Beats is running through my stuff. Actually went and checked out his stuff and he dropped some excellent beats. So cool to see you guys interacting with us. We always appreciate it. AJ, we got some fights to talk about.
Let's go. I'm ready to rock, man. Guys, smash the hell out of the like button. If you're new, subscribe. We're going to talk about UFC Vegas 56. Best bets, best picks, locks at the end. Juan Archuleta's take. It's going to be a fun show. So keep it locked in at the money line. I believe this is episode 24. So it's great that next week pay-per-view card is that episode 25. Baby. Let's go.
Oh shit. We got a party for the 25.
We're going to have
a party for the 25. I'm busting out the proper 12 for the 25.
I'm hoping that I can get you on the Fight Companion on the 25 week, bro. I don't know if I can make it happen. You know, if it's possible.
Make it happen.
I'd love to have you at least for the main card, bro. It'd be a lot of fun. So consider it.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna get into it. First fight of the night: Erin Blanchfield versus JJ Aldrich. On paper, the books, everything. Clear mismatch. That's what they're telling us. They're saying, listen, this is a level different matchup. Now, JJ Aldrich isn't a bad fighter. I mean, she's being written off massively here against a girl that I think has great grappling skills, really good top pressure. Even at a young age, you look at that Tracy Cortez fight, Tracy's nasty, and Blanchfield was right there with her. Granted, she was on the bottom a bit. She was younger. I think she was like 18 at the time of that fight. So years have gone by. I think Blanchfield on the floor has a clear advantage. She's got that like pressure bullying style. Aldrich needs to be on the feet, sniping her from range, I'll say. But I don't see her with the punching power to win by knockout. I don't see her with the grappling defense to be able to stay off her back for 3 rounds. I see her getting taken down. I see control. And I even see a finish. I'm going Blanchfield win via submission. I actually think she's going to win inside of the distance here over Aldrich. I think she gets the finish in this one, man. She needs that finish. I think this could be a signature to get it going for her. We'll see what happens when the cage door closes, though. Mike, give me a take.
I'm predicting a lot of finishes on this card, AJ, but I gotta say this is not one of them. Look,
Okay.
JJ Aldrich actually is the one who put the fight together. She called out Blanchfield, and Blanchfield is actually her 4th southpaw in a row. That's what she said at the press conference. So, I mean, if she's been seeing that style on the feet, maybe she's confident in her kickboxing and that she'll be able to box up Blanchfield. The issue is JJ likes to be a mixed martial artist. I don't think she'll have that luxury against Blanchfield. Blanchfield is probably, better on the ground, maybe even better with some takedowns, and that's going to be a big problem for her, especially because I do think this is going to the scorecards. And the reason why these girls aren't dangerous enough, specifically JJ Aldrich is not dangerous enough to beat Erin Blanchfield. I think Erin Blanchfield should just be able to sort of coast to a decision here. Now, I hope coast is not the word we see. I'd rather see her open this card up with some fireworks, drop some elbows down, get that submission finish like AJ is thinking. I'm not expecting it. I think that JJ Aldrich is going to come in, guns a-blazing, confident, and we'll see how the fight plays out. But I think Blanchfield will take her down and control from the top position. I got Erin Blanchfield cruising to a decision.
Smooth sailing. Erin Blanchfield. Imagine the line was nice, bro. I'd be all over it, but it's minus 470. Not touching it. Aldrich plus 400. You can throw down like super heavy at it if that's your style. Or if maybe you're interested in parlaying Blanchfield up, that could be something you do. But as far as a money line touch, there's nothing there. Mike likes the over, so over 2.5 at minus 260, maybe. I'm liking under. I
think so. I think it's going all 3. I like that you disagree with me. I like you're going Blanchfield submission. That's what she should want. If Erin Blanchfield really is a title contender, she's not going to get this level of competition for very long. She needs to show us.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think she needs to step the game up and get a little domination. Like, I want to see her get a finish, bro. And that's why I'm high on the potential of it, is because I think in her mind, she's kind of thinking the same thing. Also, I got a question for you, Mike. How's the mic sounding, my guy? We good over here?
You sound good to me, guys.
Okay,
let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
AJ,
let us know.
Good? You sound good to me, brother.
This mic was on the road for a while. I was, traveling through bags, through airlines and whatnot. So I got to make sure my bad boy's still intact over here. If there's any issues, let me know in the chat, and I got to adjust some settings in the back. Good.
I hear you loud and clear, AJ. Loud and clear. I had to do one of our Moneyline shows with my phone one time. This sounds better than my phone.
That's what I like to hear, bro. That's what I like to hear. I'm glad we're on the same side, bro. I feel like that's kind of
Blanchfield. Yeah. What is Aldrich going to do to hurt her? I mean, on the feet, yes, she could outstrike her. That's her best method to victory. But is she going to knock her out? I think Erin's getting these takedowns, man. I think the judges are going to like it for her.
I love it. Let's go. I think that's the fight. Betting wise, throw it in the parlay. Maybe if you're looking for a wider one, it's not going to give you like a great amount of cash at, unless you really hit it hard, or like you throw it that 6-fighter parlay. Mike likes decision. I'll give you Blanchfield by decision, minus 145, but I really don't like it. I'm going to stay with Blanchfield as the parlay piece recommendation side, but she is a confident pick from me and from Mike as well. Let's go. First fight of the night. Good agreement here. Let's keep running. This next one, Mike, you're pronouncing the name. Start it off for us, man.
I got you guys. I'm going to scroll up in my notes because I heard the commentators repeat his name a couple times, and that really helped me out. Fakhretdinov. Kind of easy. Kind of easy, AJ. Come on. Nurmagomedov is just as hard.
Fakhretdinov.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Rinat Fakhretdinov.
It's a wonderful performance, AJ. We love it. And look, good fight, man. Rinat Fakhretdinov packs a big overhand right. He knocked out Spicely with that overhand right. So he's definitely dangerous. Good power double, which he uses to run opponents into the fence with. Even when you're in the middle of the cage with him, if you start sprawling, he'll continue to push you all the way to the fence. And that's where he gets takedowns as well. Powerful guy. Definitely going to be difficult to keep him off. Because, those double legs against the fence are super, super effective. Andreas, he does really good kicking through like a block. Like if you guys have heard, Boss Rutan break down, when somebody blocks a kick for him, he's saying, don't ease up. always kick right through the block so they get all that kinetic energy. It still hurts them, right? I'm sure you guys remember Lyoto Machida knocking out Mark Munoz when Mark did have his hand up, but Lyoto just ripped that kick so hard it didn't really matter. It still dropped him, still knocked him out. We see that with Andreas. I like how he still rips shots regardless if there's a block or not. You can knock people out like that. He can spin. He can explode with punches. He controls the distance really well. He's actually got a pretty good game from mount. He got good ground and pound. I have questions on whether or not he could stop this takedown. You know, I think that he likes to mix in takedowns normally, and he won't have that option this time. That's going to make this, you know, troublesome for him. You know, I do think this is a competitive fight. I've definitely talked to some people who just think Fakhretdinov is just going to run him over. I don't see the fight going down like that. I'll go Fakhretdinov decision, but look, there is a chance. There is a chance Fakhretdinov could get knocked out.
Mike Finch with a hot take, with the putting some fear inside of us. I feel like Renat should run over Michailidis here. Also, Michailidis dropping a weight class to 170. How is he going to perform? Might be good. Might be even chinnier, man. I don't know. I feel like he landed a good shot on the guy. He's going down. I don't want to say he's chinny though. He got knocked out by a knee by Pereira. Renat looked really dangerous with the hands, but he knocked out Spicely, one big punch. Weird situations like that I don't take and say, oh, this guy's the dynamite on the feet, but there's potential there for him. I feel like the stand-up game is evolving. The grappling, like as you said, I like the style, the chain wrestling pressure. I feel like that's going to lead him to the win. It's hard for me to say Michailidis is going to survive here. I feel like he's going to end up getting finished. I want to pull up Michailidis' record real quick because I believe
Is Fakhretdinov much of a finisher though, AJ? If my research is correct, he kind of grinds you out with the wrestling. I think he might not be the better guy at jiu-jitsu either. It's just more so that the wrestling and the strength are coming through. If the fight finishes, I think Andreas might be the one smacking him, man. You don't think Andreas has a shot on the feet, AJ?
Let me say this. 11 wins by knockout for Fakhretdinov. All losses by knockout for Michailidis, 7 wins by submission, Fakhretdinov, and only 2 decisions. So he does like that finish, bro. I feel like he's got that ability. His like the fight. I know when you're talking about the Johnny Carlos fight, 2019, that was a decision win. Johnny Carlos was 8 wins, 4 losses, but some time away. I think he can get a dominant finish. I feel like he's going to sleep Michailidis. I'm going to say KO TKO in the second round. Woo! I do think Fakhretdinov might beat him on the feet. Michailidis, he needs to, I think, be in the top position to succeed. And his performance against KB Bular, who I don't think is caliber for maybe even LFA. I mean, the guy's got straight Taekwondo only style. Went distance. Fakhretdinov, destruction.
Michailidis controls distance better than that, AJ. I don't think he's eating that big-ass overhand right that Spicely did. And Michailidis can spin. He's got power in his hands and his legs. I think you're sleeping on my man striking. We'll find out. I'm interested to see.
Let's see, man. I don't know. I think he's going to get smashed, but I think he's going to smash this guy. But we're going to find out. Michailidis is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's dangerous on the floor. But I like that Fakhretdinov side. Maybe I'm sleeping on him, but right now I think he's getting slept, my brother. I think he's getting slept.
I like Fakhretdinov's double legs. I think if Fakhretdinov can Khabib him, that's the best method to victory. If you look at their records, you would obviously think Fakhretdinov is going to run him over like he's standing in front of a semi on the freeway. But if you dig in, I don't think that Fakhretdinov gets out of this thing without some black eyes.
Let's go. I like the confidence on the dog side, but you're still picking Fakhretdinov.
I am. How crazy are these odds? You know me. I don't look at the odds.
240 for Michailidis, minus 254 for Renat. I don't think with the OV at the end, like this is close money. Like you think that OV would give him minus 500.
Yeah, he's not enough of a dog for me to get out stop the dog catcher car, bring the net out, you know, the whole old school thing. So I think I'm going to stay away from the dog on this one, but I thought about it.
You thought about it, man. For me, I think Fakhretdinov is a confident pick. I'm going to say winning, but I do think the wrestling is going to be a big factor to even opening things up on the feet. Odds-wise, do I love prop bets here? Not really, but I do. I'm torn, but I think we could be looking at a fight that goes under 2.5 rounds, minus 145. Both guys finishers, I would say, in a sense. I mean, I know Michailidis' last one in the UFC wasn't a finish. He has been finished a fair amount. Maybe that's a play, but it's like Mike doesn't like it. So even if I'm leaning towards it with not supreme confidence, you got Mike kind of more opposed to it. Maybe that's sleep on that one. Maybe skip on that. I like Fakhretdinov as a money line touch, maybe a parlay type piece here. Or if you want to throw down money line and hit it hard, he definitely could be somebody for it. We're going to see, though. It's debut for him. This is a big opportunity, and it's the first time at this level.
That's for sure. I'm excited to see this one. This one's got me pumped.
I think a lot of these fights in the prelims here are kind of heat, man. We'll jump to the next one.
That'll be fun.
Jeff Molina versus Zarrukh Zhumagulov.
Let's go.
Dude, I think they're feeding Molina a fight where he can potentially get a really entertaining finish. Like, I think they're trying to set him with an impressive win to move him forward as a prospect. Zhumagulov was finished against Kopp in the last one, and I don't think Molina's at that Kopp level of striking or explosiveness now. He's definitely developing really well. Zarrukh, when you watch him fight, I feel like he puts himself out of position standing up, a little bit maybe overconfident. I don't want to say that he's chinny by any means because he's not. He takes a good shot. But if Jeff Molina can find a good counter strike, he's shown knockout power.
Yeah.
I lean towards Molina to win by KO. I definitely think Molina's getting the hand raise in this one. Zhumagulov, to me, how does he win the fight? I think he has to wrestle and he needs to land takedowns. I don't think it's going to be easy to control Molina. Even if you get him to the floor, what are you going to do from that position? Zhumagulov in the UFC hasn't shown like that ferocity from the top. He's not ground and pounding anybody. He's not killing anybody. Didn't he beat Jerome Rivera by a decision or did he choke him out? Now I got to pull that one up. I feel like
Tapology that one. Look, I think Zhumagulov is he knows how to slow a fight down, and he's 1-3 in the UFC. It's not really what you want to see, but he's decent. He's game. He's gonna be hard to finish. I'm still going knockout. I think Molina's gonna knock him out, and if Molina drops you, he could tap you out on the ground too, man. It could be one of those things where he drops him and guillotines him. Molina's dangerous and 24 years old. This is a prospect, guys. I got Molina by knockout as well. Doubling down with AJ.
Listen, when guys are 20s, 24, 25, I think a lot of people look and they see their last fight and they say, that's it. Whereas I see their last fight and say, how much better has he gotten since that last fight? And people forget about that. Jeff Molina's going to be getting better each time. That guy's 32. At 33, his next fight, is he going to be really showing drastic improvements? Probably not. He's kind of reached that bell level. Molina's right there to grow consistently. And I see growth. I'm going finish, bro. I'm going to go knockout.
And it's just the right fight at the right time for Molina. It just makes sense that Molina goes out there confident, lets his hands go. I'm excited to see what he looks like in this fight, man. I agree with you. I think we're getting a finish in this one. Let's
go, brother. Let's go. The odds side of thing. Let's talk about -174. Jeff Molina as the favorite. It's actually not bad. Zarrukh +165. Do we want to touch the KO prop, Mike? Is that something that calls your name? Like, if
you know me, the show is Moneyline, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take that extra risk. Just collect your free money. Come on now. The money lines, the odds aren't that crazy. That's kind of, I think the odds could be a little wider on this one, to be honest.
Is it crazy? Or like, I don't know if this is true, guys. Definitely check this out. My bookie, it says on Fight Odds that it's +1,200 for Molina by KO. And then Molina by knockout elsewhere is ranging from +410 to +450. So you're getting +400 money. If it's really +1,200, doesn't seem like a bad idea to throw down on, but I feel like that can't be accurate. That's got to be a mismark. No way.
I don't know. I don't have my odds up, bro.
That's odd, right? It doesn't like +1,200. I feel like that's sometimes you see mismarks that happen through the sites and stuff. So if you have +1,200, go sprinkle it down. +450 is not a bad touch, but I think Jeff Molina is a great money line type play. I'm confident in him here to beat Zhumagulov, who I think we've kind of seen what he's got at this point. Like, if you look at the age difference between the two, Zhumagulov 33, like I was just saying. How much better is he getting? It's still prime, but how much better do you think he's going to get from, last fight out versus Jeff Molina, who's growing on the daily? He's getting 1% better every day he walks in the gym.
Yeah, Zhumagulov, like I said in the beginning, it is durable, but I just I wonder who's more dangerous here. I think it's definitely Molina, right? I love that our viewers are disagreeing with us here.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's pull it up.
Everybody, Dick's Insider here. Everybody too in love with Molina because he's on Twitter talking betting with the common folks. That's not why.
He's only been KO'd once.
It's only been KO'd once. I mean, hey, I love that you guys don't let us think for you. You guys tell me what you think. I like it. I think Zhumagulov is durable. It's true. There's another thing at play here. we're at the apex where the cage is 44% smaller. Okay, the cage is 44% smaller than it is when they're in the normal 30-foot at a big event. So more finishes, they're getting in tight. He's got 15 minutes to do it. I think he's putting knuckles on jaws.
I think so too, bro. I like it. Jeff Molina win by knockout for myself and my guy Mike Finch. Let's keep running up the card. This is an interesting matchup. Johnny Munoz Jr., Tony Gravely. Mike, I'll let you kick this one off. What do you think of the matchup here?
I love it, man. I love it. Really good fight. Tony Gravely recently moved to Florida. He's at ATT and says he's getting better rapidly. He says he's been putting a lot of work in with one of our Bellator standouts, Danny Sabatello, who's in the bantamweight tournament there. So big fight he's got coming up against the Brazilian and Leandro Higo. And, he's in there with all the sharks, man. He's swimming with all the sharks over there in Florida. So that's really good training for him. And he's always been dangerous. Big elbows in the clinch. He's got heaviness to his hands, man. Wicked counter left hook against Anthony Burchak. He's very strong. He has good takedowns. Just a well-rounded mixed martial artist. I love the posture on the ground and pound. If he's in half guard, if he's standing over you, he keeps his hips engaged, drops big punches down. That's super, super valuable. It's going to score a lot of damage. Johnny Munoz is no joke. Johnny Munoz is a jiu-jitsu black belt, and it shows, man. When fights hit the mat, he is a finisher. You'd think being more of a straight puncher like he is, that he might have an advantage over the looping striker that Tony Gravely is. I don't think so. I think Gravely is going to land some bombs on him. Again, that little tiny cage, they're going to be right on top of each other. I think Gravely will close that distance because let's respect Johnny Munoz. Good distance, good straight punches, jiu-jitsu black belt. I don't think that's the right recipe this fight. I think, Gravely's going to let his hands go and hurt him, man. I'm going to go crazy again. I'm going knockout for Gravely.
Wow, Mike, I'm going to have to go the decision side this time, but I had a finish that you said was going distance, so it's funny it happened to you. But definitely think Gravely has the power in the hands. Munoz Jr. is a guy that if he can get going, if he can land takedowns, he can get on top. The striking is okay. It's developing, but Gravely has clearly the more explosive stand-up game. I think he's better with the offensive wrestling attack. Yeah. Pure jiu-jitsu wise, I'll lean it towards Munoz. Obviously Gravely, if he is careless, keeps that neck out. We've seen guys get subbed by guillotine, not super common these days. I like Gravely to get the win. I think he gets his hand raised. I think he looks pretty decent doing it. I think the experience at a higher level is a factor. And just overall, the more physically strong guy, more explosive, I think the wrestling's better. So if you have better jiu-jitsu, but you don't have a means to get it to the floor or even get into a position where I think you'll be comfortable in, I think Munoz looks maybe better from the top position. I don't know if you'd agree with that. I don't think of him as the guy on the bottom with that crazy dexterity, throwing triangles and whatnot. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I don't think it's optimal. If Gravely's on top of him, I don't think that's optimal. As opposed to Munoz on top, that's a great position for him.
Exactly. These short 5-minute rounds, it's tough to be a champion fighting off of your back. Although Charles Oliveira, and we got some examples of how to do it. But this is definitely one where you're going to want to be in the top position, win 2 out of 3 of those rounds. You don't want Gravely dropping bombs on your face either. I think that's the bigger problem here, AJ, is the ground and pound of Gravely is gravely dangerous.
Gravely dangerous. I like that one, man. I like it. Odds wise, let's look at it. Tony Gravely is sitting at -120, Munoz Jr. plus 125. So we have very close money between these two. And it's a competitive matchup, but I gotta go Gravely with Mike, man. We're on the same. Over a round and a half is what I like here at -160. I think it's a good chance that we're going over a round and a half. You think so as well, bro?
Woo. I'm too concerned with Gravely's power. I'm not betting on that because I'm too concerned that Gravely puts a left hook on Munoz and gets this thing over with. So I'd be nervous about going over the 1.5, man. If I'm betting on Gravely, I'm going money line. And it looks like the Czar put $2,000 on Gravely, AJ. Holy moly. We got some confidence in Gravely. Double up with me, my friend. Let's go.
I've known the Czar for a long time, and he's been here for I think years now. At this point, I've seen him in the chats, so he's an OG. When the Czar says goes, man, the Czar picks, and he likes Gravely at 2K. I think we trust our guy. I mean, we got to throw down an extra grand. Oh, Q Money Sniper donation. Y'all putting in
Thank you.
work on the road. Amazing content. Thank you, Q Money Sniper. You're the
Thank you.
fucking guy.
AJ, can I hate on one of these comments? Kung Dao Chicken, 5 comments up. Gravely is a wrestling machine. True, super valuable in this fight. That makes sense. Then, blasphemous statement. He goes wrestling over jiu-jitsu. Let me tell you guys something. If a pure wrestler comes in and a pure jiu-jitsu fighter comes in, the jiu-jitsu fighter wins almost 10 times out of 10. Almost 10 times out of 10. What ends up happening, and I think it's important to highlight this, is mixed martial arts fighters train everything. So when the wrestler learns jiu-jitsu, now the wrestling starts beating the jiu-jitsu because you can defend your neck. You can defend your arms. You know how to not go right into a triangle, right? But I'll tell you guys what, if you get, Jordan Burroughs and Gordon Ryan to do a fight, Gordon's going to strangle him. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not like wrestling. You learn techniques that will literally put yourself into chokes. In wrestling, they teach you to shoot in certain ways that you will get strangled. The rule set is not designed for a fist fight. However, in mixed martial arts, when everybody trains everything, yes, these wrestlers are coming through for many reasons. Quick note that I had to drop there to defend my sport. I love jiu-jitsu. Come on now.
I like it, Mike, man. I think I definitely will agree with that sentiment there. Because at the end of the day, you have wrestling pure, right? Only wrestling. And now you match it up with jiu-jitsu, which is designed for, I don't want to say designed to kill, but it is. You lock up a rear naked choke long enough, somebody's going down. Wrestling, I'm controlling you. I'm taking you down. I'm pinning you. I'm holding position. I'm winning on points, maybe even coasting, whatnot. It's a different game, but you have that base.
The wrestler will just ground and pound. It's like, yeah, that's how you get triangled. You pick up your arm and somebody triangles you.
Then it depends on the wrestler. Does he have knowledge of else? If we go pure knowledge of just jiu-jitsu, just wrestling, it's going to be, unless a substantial size difference, you get fucking prime Kurt Angle versus 140-pound jiu-jitsu fucking champion. All right, then we're talking different competition.
Prime Kurt Angle versus Mighty Mouse all day.
That's fair. Mighty Mouse has everything. Can you imagine Kurt Angle will pick
again? It's very valuable to be a mixed martial artist, to have all of those aspects. And this is not just hypothesizing here. I don't know how many times I've had a college wrestlers come into the gym, try out jiu-jitsu for the first time, and I'll let them tell you how that goes.
A lot of them, they'll beat up the blue belts and the white belts, but when you touch a purple belt that knows his jiu-jitsu well and is trained for years, they're gonna tap him. That's just how it goes. Unless that wrestler has done jiu-jitsu previously.
Some badass blue belts out there, AJ.
Facts.
Some badass blue belts that'll strangle some people. Be careful.
I'm generalizing it. We're talking about general.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. If you get a Division I All-American wrestler, that is a black belt wrestler. So
right.
You would love to see the skills, the sort of the time in each sport be equal. I've run this down too far. Just wanted to make that point.
I like it, Mike, though. I like the side tangents on jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and everything in between. Let's keep running up, though. Mike and I both on the Gravely side. We like a money line. I think that's the smartest touch. You play with the over-unders. There's a chance that the fight could go longer. There's a chance there's a finish. I think your best bet is Moneyline and Tony Gravely. I think it's a great pick. Got some people confident on it in the chat. Let's keep on going. Next one is Niklas Stolze versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Maybe the toughest man in mixed martial arts, because he was getting slaughtered by Alizio Zaleski, and the ref didn't stop the fight. The ref didn't even look to stop the fight. There was nothing there. He's letting it happen. I'm like, are you trying to let this guy die in the cage, brother?
It was ugly, man. How many times could that fight have been stopped, AJ?
5?
It could have been stopped multiple times for a KO. Then he goes, I can't see. The ref doesn't even bring the doctor in. He just lets him keep fighting. It was insane, man. One of the worst reffing performances I've ever seen. That's a statement.
It was that was disgusting, honestly. But for Saint-Denis, what did it do? We're like, this guy is an animal as far as the ability to absorb damage. And Niklas Stolze, to me, doesn't bring near that danger of an Alizio Zaleski, nor does he bring the grappling chops. We've seen him taken down. He's been submitted. Benoit Saint-Denis' submission game is going to be on display here. I think Benoit Saint-Denis destroys Stolze. I think it's dominant win by submission. I like first or second round. Stolze, to me, is decent technical kickboxing from distance, okay takedown defense, but lacks devastating power. And I also believe I don't want to say he's a breakable fighter, but if you put that pace on him, he gets bullied a bit in there. He's been bullied a couple times. Guys put that pressure on him. I think that he struggles with that game. Whereas Saint-Denis, that's his style. He's going to press you. He's going to try to take you down. He's going to try to beat you up or choke you out. And I think Saint-Denis gets the choke in this one. I'm going to win by submission here.
I like it. Before I drop my pick, give me the odds.
Right now, the odds are actually not bad. Stolze is dog money, plus 140, whereas Benoit Saint-Denis is the minus 148 favorite at best value.
Pulling up with the dog catcher van. I'm busting out the net. We're bagging a dog here. I got Stolze by head kick knockout. Look, I think that the jaw, the screws got loosened up in that last fight. A gruesome, horrific beatdown that we got to witness. I think Stolze is going to be able to really tag him when he tries to close that distance on him, man. He has a lot of kickboxing experience, AJ. You said good kickboxer, but I'm going to give him more credit than that. I don't know what it was. 30 kickboxing fights. I wrote it down here. He's got a lot of kickboxing experience. Yeah, 30 pro kickboxing fights. Great head kick, great straight right hand. It's a phenomenal combination too, because the head kick comes around this way. The straight right goes straight down the pipe. If you're blocking something around the outside, you're vulnerable straight down the middle. You're blocking something straight down the middle, you're vulnerable around the outside. I think he's going to find the shot, AJ. I'm going crazy. Dog KO.
Holy shit. Dog KO, head kick. Damn, I was riding high on Saint-Denis. I didn't realize people were real leaning that other way, man.
I can see what you're saying is that he could get out grappled. That makes sense to me. I do think he will dominate the striking, though.
Okay. I'm excited to see it, bro. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I'm looking forward to the matchup, and I'm going with the Saint-Denis side against my guy, Mike Finch, the dog catcher. I'm just going to give you the bicep flex. We'll step on the stage, but WWE style, bro. I feel like you might be right on this one, Mike, but also I might be right. So that's the fun of the fights, because we don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I definitely, like, now I'm envisioning Stolze landing this perfect high kick, and if he does land it, I'll definitely send you a message, bro. I'll text you on the side, say, listen, good call, champ. That'd be
half of that fight, his UFC debut, Saint-Denis is wobbling around the cage. You start doing that against Stolze, he'll put you away, man. That head kick is no joke. He find that thing. I was watching one of his earlier fights where he was getting the guy to respect the jab, and he saw the guy parrying the jab, and then boop, he just put the head kick up there and knocked him out. He can set those up kind of Donald Cerrone style. I think we're going to see some shit like that.
Prime Cerrone, listen, I'm liking what I'm hearing. If I do see some Cerrone style high kicks, man, that'll be a throwback. I like it. Let's go. You're on the other side, Mike, but I obviously respect the side of the Mystic Mike. Let's keep running up. This next one is a late edition matchup. I feel like, I don't want to say they're doing Argueta almost a disservice in this fight. It's Daniel Argueta versus Damon Jackson. He just fought like 3 weeks ago, and he won a close, like, competitive split decision, 5 rounds. And now he's going up a weight class against Damon Jackson, who's a guy that I've slept on too many times. The guy's a straight savage. His wrestling is so difficult to deal with, and Argueta's game is based more around the wrestling. He isn't a bad striker, but the hands are low. What do you think about that? You notice he keeps that lead hand real low. I see shots landing on him there. I think in this matchup, the size difference is a factor. You take a fight on short notice. Not going to be easy to beat a Damon Jackson who's looking pretty decent, especially towards the back end of the featherweight division. Argueta, a natural 35er. Does he go distance? That's the biggest question. I'm curious your take. Do you think this fight is going long here? Does Argueta survive the 3 rounds with Damon Jackson?
That's exactly what Argueta wants to do, is be able to get to the scorecards, and hopefully his wrestling comes through for him, right? Because he's very physically strong. I mean, the biggest difference between these two guys, you have them stand next to each other. Looks like one dude found the weight room and one dude didn't. So, Argueta is extremely physically talented. Like he'll smash guys, and you don't see quite that style from Jackson. Jackson's more dynamic, though. Jackson's, much more tricky, right? If this fight ends by submission, I'm thinking Jackson is the guy who got that strangle all day. It's just that Argueta winning 2 out of 3 rounds, it's possible. It's possible. Look, I'm going to double down with you. I'm going to go Damon Jackson. I do think the weight class jump is a big deal. I also think Damon Jackson keeps a pretty tight guard, pretty good on the feet, and the records speak for itself, man. He's a real vet. Damon Jackson is tough. He gutted out one of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen with Charles Rosa. That was insane. He's super, super dynamic on the floor. And I just think that maybe he could find something here, man. If he's having some success on the feet, and then, Dan Argueta is hitting those takedowns, maybe he finds the neck. I think Damon Jackson might find a submission in this fight. I like him with a sub.
Love it. I'm with you on the potential for that. As far as the line, it's so wide. Minus 549 Jackson, Argueta plus 500. It's not close, man. It's actually for over 2.5. You're looking at plus 140. Fight ends inside distance, minus 180. I think maybe you're going the Jackson side by submission. I'll give you a line of that. It's actually only plus 100. So it's really no value in it. This is a hard one to bet just simply because we're lacking any value. We're not getting anything quality to throw down on.
Fair enough. I just think that there is a pathway to get this on the scorecards for Argueta, and the pathway is very simple: dominate the wrestling, get to a clinch, dominate the wrestling, throw some ground and pound in there, eke this thing out. For Jackson, you might find a finish. So I mean, it's not crazy to say Jackson submission. What would be the prop on that, AJ?
Minus 110, plus 100 best.
No, don't. Money line him or don't, guys. Money line him or don't. Those odds, I'm not going to bet on this fight personally because those odds are too wide. And I do think that Argueta has a better. He's better at his lower weight class because he could weight bully guys. I don't think he's going to do that here. So I'll go Jackson, but maybe not as confident as all of you guys are.
Yeah, the bookies have him wide, man. Near minus 600. You can't touch it. Damon Jackson, confident pick for me, and I think he gets the hand raise. But betting side of things, it's just too wide, man. It's it's almost no point to go out there and throw down on that matchup, I feel like.
Agreed. Yep. Justin Villegas says, everybody all aboard the Jackson train. I don't know if I'm on the train, my brother. I think that I respect the Jackson train, but those odds are kind of wide, brother. You really think he's going to dominate, huh? Look.
Listen, bro, we got something bigger coming in, man. We got the man in the house, Juan Archuleta, the former Bellator champion of the world.
All eyes on me.
Oh, well, we got the wrong guy big here. This is the man in the house.
There we go.
What's up? What's going on?
Just excited
Mr.
to talk some fist
Archuleta,
fights with the man.
That's right. We're chilling, man. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Out here actually up in the Bay right now. So I had to take a day trip up here to get some stuff done for business.
There you go. Excellent, man. In the Bay. There you go. So
Yep.
I have actually never been to San Francisco, bro. You like it?
Oh wow, yeah. I've been up here coming back and forth for years, but yeah, I love it up here. It's nice, different scenery than SoCal for sure.
Different scenery, like they got the redwood trees up there, right? It's like beautiful
Sequoias,
and green.
the redwoods, the different climate as well. It's a little colder up here, still sunny. You got the breeze coming off the bay. That's a little cold, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's nice. It's California, you know.
Oh, I see you in the t-shirt, bro. I see you soaking it up.
Yeah.
Juan, it's good to see you, man. The last time I saw you, you were in Hawaii on a work vacation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. It was a nice one.
Yes. You had an excellent fight there. Obviously it didn't go your way. Tell me, where are you at after that fight? And Juan, I thought you were winning that fight with Stotts in the beginning. You guys seemed like the two top seeds in the tournament to me, at least on face value. Tell me where your head's at after that, and what life's been like now. Have you been able to just kind of stay out of the gym, or are you over there helping TJ Dillashaw get ready now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you want to lose, that's a way to lose, right? Like a guy throwing a Hail Mary and it lands, right? Like I was smashing on him. He throws a Hail Mary kick that wasn't even meant towards my head, and I crunched down for it and caught the shit into the stick. I mean, my hands were up. I thought I countered. I went to throw my counter combo off of it, and my legs gave out and everything zoomed in, and then I was trying to grab him. Referee stopped it, and it was, obviously I did go out and for a split second, and he got some good elbows, and I woke up like, damn, man, that wasn't good, right? But after all, I mean, I was happy with my performance on the way things were going. He was ready to quit, and that round was going to be apparent, and he had no answer for anything I was doing, and unfortunately, that's why we fight. There's no for sure outcome, right? At least that's why I do it, because it's always unpredictable. So.
Brother, you looked good to me, man. The way you
Yeah,
opened
thank
that
you.
fight, did you take him down? I should have rewatched the fight again.
Yeah.
The way you opened that fight, you looked really strong to me, man. It's just one of those things. These Rufus Sport guys, I mean, is it not the most Rufus Sport shit ever to just throw some crazy head kick up there and get it? Like,
Yeah.
it just happens for those guys.
Right. Yeah. I mean, granted, everything would have meant to miss. Even if I would have caught the shin, like, I would have been okay, right? Because everything was tight to catch on the back of my brain, and I got caught in front of the brain, and I wasn't ready for the absorption right there. So yeah, I mean, by all means, it is a Rufus thing. It's just they get lucky,
Listen, man,
You've
we
seen this
actually
guy throw down. You gotta
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
listen, no, I've
Yeah.
watched Juan for a long time. And when you beat Patchy Mix, that was a super impressive win because
Oh,
Patchy
yeah.
right now seems like maybe the number one guy as far as his bracket, that side of the tournament there. Interesting matchups coming up. I mean, if you look at the tournament overall, Juan, I'm curious who you think is going to be the one to get the hand raised at the end of it.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt seeing Sabatello and Patchy Mix in the finals. Like, I think that's gonna. Sabatello is definitely a dark horse. He definitely showed in his last fight he's gonna take hits and keep coming forward and impose his will, right? And so as long as the referee don't stand him up against Higo, he gets a win on that one. He definitely has a lot better wrestling than Stotts, and so I think Sabatello, out wrestles Stotts as well and wears him down and gets the win on it if he pulls all the way through, right? I mean, I'm just saying that's my dark horse. That's what I see happening.
Oh,
So,
I like
and
the
then Pat,
Sabatello. Oh shit, that's
yeah,
a big one.
Patchy definitely. I mean, he's been evolving really well. I mean, even the fights you guys got coming up, he trains with Dan Ige, he trains with a lot of guys that are down in Extreme Couture, and he's been improving day by day and just perfecting his craft as well.
Yeah, Patchy definitely looked good in that fight there with Horiguchi, man. It's like everybody I talked to was like Horiguchi. Sure enough, Patchy Mix was able to get the job done, man. And then you brought up Sabatello, so I gotta ask you, Juan. That dude talks a lot of shit, man. Did you? First off, did you see the media call that he just did with Leandro Higo, where he's talking shit about Leandro missing weight and this and that? And what do you think about the fight promotion that Sabatello brings? Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, he's always he wasn't that brash before, but I've known him for when he was at Purdue and things like that, and the recruiting trip he came out there on there. He was a spontaneous guy, and he definitely is. He likes to toot, and so, but he definitely backs it up. So I think it's awesome, and he does have a right. He's stating facts about Higo. Like, if Higo don't make weight, you might see me and Sabatella end up fighting. So, I mean, you never know. That's what they I'm speculating him missing weight, but well, you never know, but he's definitely going to bring some heat on Leandro Higo.
Hey, AJ, Leandro Higo versus Juan Archuleta. Excuse me, Danny Sabatello versus Juan Archuleta. Do you like it?
I'm in on that matchup, man. I like Danny's an Italian guy as myself. I like the smack talk, but it's gonna be a good Spaniard versus Italiano matchup, bro. So I'm in for it, bro. I'm definitely down. I feel like that weight class 135 in Bellator is pretty heat, and I'm curious, like, are you like a big fan of the sport? We had Bader on last week, and he was saying he really doesn't watch a ton of MMA outside of his own fights. Are you following the game, or for the most part?
Yeah, I mean that's crazy, right? I mean, you don't follow the game, and I mean, me for one, I love watching fighting. Even when I was in the back, I was like glued to the Horiguchi and Patchy mix just because I'm a fan of it, right? Like, I love fighting. That's why I'm fighting. I'm not a guy that's like, oh, that's my day job. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to bring my day job home. It's like, fuck. I get to see that shit every day. Like, until I get sick of doing this or watching my friends, like, for instance, Cub Swanson and Brian Ortega, or TJ and Cub, or Cub and TJ and Brian, like, fuck, I get free pay-per-view every day. And as soon as I get tired of watching that, like, that's when I got to know I'm going to step away from the sport. But I mean, it's very important to watch the young up-and-comers because that's how you continue to grow. I mean, and hopefully be able to get some of those guys to come train with you because that's how you keep evolving and getting better in the sport. I mean, and you could kind of see it in Ryan's last fight. It's like, dude, we know you're going to wrestle and take people down, but, you know, are you getting comfortable now? Are you not wanting to, you know, find an easier way to finish the fight as in trying to finish someone, you know? It's like, I agree with wearing them down, but when you're in the fourth and fifth round after they're worn down, like, bro, you got to start looking for finishes or making people give up, you know, or make the corner throw in the towel or something, you know. So,
yeah, listen, that's what we love about you, bro. You're looking for
yeah.
the kill shot there, man.
No
Yeah.
No Juan Archuleta trying to grind some decisions, bro. He's trying to kill.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, Czech Congo's no scrub to keep on his feet though, so I don't blame him for that. So, yeah.
Listen, we talked to Ryan Bader last week. He said the exact opposite of what you just told me. He said when he leaves the gym, he don't want to hear nothing about MMA. He wants to hang out with the family. You bring it home with you. You're a real student of this game, Juan.
Yeah, I mean, my kids love fighting. I mean, fighting solves everything, right? Without fighting, you got more problems. But no, I mean, my kids, they wrestle. They know what I do. Look at my dreams are part of my family's dreams as well. Like my kids want to see me win. My wife wants me to win. You know, it's when we do the fight camp, we're all on the same, eating the same food and all training together, and we make it a family affair, you know, and like that way my kids understand where the money comes from, right? Like that's what my dad did when I grew up. It was like wake your ass up on the weekends at 5 o'clock, 4:30 sometimes, drive to work with them, start digging out forms, start cleaning forms, set up the forms, get ready to pour concrete, get all the shovels, get everything. And then when the sun went down, we cleaned up the tools, went home, and I appreciated my dad for everything, every dollar, dime, and cent that he gave us. You know, it was like, damn, man, my dad works his ass off, day in and day out. Like that's just the working class people, right?
Hell
That's
yeah,
right, man. Look, I grew up kind of similar, it sounds like, man. My dad waking me up at the crack of dawn. We were building seawalls, fences. I was digging trenches, just manual labor. And I don't know what lesson you took, but for me, I never want to do this shit for a job. I need to figure something. I need to talk for a living. I need to figure something else out because this is some hard-ass blue-collar work. It must have helped build your character, Juan.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely. That's why, I mean, fighting is very similar, right? We don't make unlimited amounts of money, right? I mean, we're still hurting at the end of the day. So the only way to make more money is to look better when you go out there, go get finishes, make the promotion will want to hire you to keep signing contracts to fight. And, you know, it's hard work. It's day in and day out. There's no, like me, I don't step away from the gym because that call could come in from any second, whether it's 155, 145, or 135. I'm ready for a call, you know? So that's why I stay in the gym training.
Let's go, man. I like that, bro. You're always
Yeah.
ready for war. Now, I have a fan question that just popped in. This is like the new trending topic that I'm hearing about each and every week. We've had some decisions that people have been, you know, question marking. What do you think about the open scoring thing? So after each round, the fighters, the audience, everyone in attendance is going to know who wins the round. Are you a fan of it? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm both sides of it, right? Like if I'm winning, I don't want to know that I'm winning. But if I'm losing, I for sure want to know I'm losing. But obviously, you know, in the fight, but obviously, like some fights, like the Sergio Pettis fight, when I fought him, I would have liked to know the scores going into those rounds because I would have liked to know the way they were judging it. They were obviously judging it for a defensive guy. So it lets you know that you're going to have an offensive scoring judge. Like, okay, then I'm going to put more offense together. Oh, this guy's only judging people sitting back and playing defense and trying to find pop shots, running pop shot. Like, okay, then I'm going to play defense too and see who has the best defense at that point, right? Like, then you start finding ways like where it gets to the higher level as a championship fight. Now you're starting to see the better of people because you're starting to see, okay, I have to open up the next round. Like, oh, I can sit back and then watch the other guy build momentum, right? Because that's what fighting is. It's all about momentum. You go into a fight, and if you're undefeated, you're going to feel like you're unstoppable and unbeatable. You're going to keep pushing through like an idiot forward, you know? And then if you have a guy that's like has 2 to 5 losses, they're going to be a little more strategic about it and learn to win rounds and not try to finish someone, right? So that's why I like open judging because it'll let you know what the judges are judging for that fight. But in hindsight, again, the reason why I wouldn't like it is because I don't want to know I can coast around. Oh, I'm up 2 going into this third round. That's how I get knocked out. It's like, oh, you relax. You try to skate on the win. You got knocked out. Like that's what you get.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you on. It's like, you don't want to know if you're up. You don't seem like the type of guy to start coasting and running around the cage, man. You seem like the type of guy to handle business.
Yeah, at least try to, right? Make some nice slams, get the crowd going, and give them what the money they earned, they paid for, get them their worth.
Hell yeah. I think you guys need to set up some cameras over there at HBUTC. You versus TJ Dillashaw and all those matchups. That's got to just be insane fireworks all the time, man. They kind of breed you guys like this.
Yeah, and the cameras make it worse, so don't bring no cameras.
Fair enough.
For sure.
That was a really unique point that you made, Juan, because nobody has talked about what the judges are looking for on that specific night from that specific judge. We've just heard people talk about why it's good or bad. I like that you went into details. Now I know what type of judges I have, which honestly I think is a problem. I think we got to judge fights one way. How are we scoring these fights? They have the unified rules and whatnot, and then this judge
a
certain way.
That's kind of what's hard, right? Because that's what everyone thinks. Oh, we should be able to judge one way, but a guy's specialties in jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu ref that does jiu-jitsu all the time, he's definitely going to be like, oh, okay, let me see this play out. Or if it gets stood up and the guy takes him back down, for sure he's going to go for the guy that just took him right back down and got on top because he wanted to see, okay, he had control, he's going to mount. Where a wrestler, say, you have a Daniel Cormier judging, right? On some of those takedowns that they didn't call takedowns against Colby Covington.
It was
Usman.
a takedown.
Yeah, if you understand wrestling, a takedown is when their hands hit the mat. If you're going to judge the sport for different martial arts, learn the rules of all the martial arts. Wrestling, okay, if you stand up, that's 1 point. If you get taken down, that's 2 points. Okay, so therefore, it wasn't good defense by this guy. He had good offense to take him down, so the guy's winning 2-1. Why is it, oh, the guy had good defense and got up and got away and he's back on his feet, so we applaud them and it looks better like that. No, the guy just got taken down. You know how hard it is to take someone down? Go try to take this grown man down and see what happens, right? Everyone boos when someone gets taken down. It's motherfucker, you go try to take this dude down. That's a grown-ass man that this dude's trying to take down. It's like football. You can't go try to tackle Barry Sanders and say, why doesn't they just trip up the legs? Well, go see how fast his feet move. Try to grab him. Go feel how low his center of gravity is and how fast he is, go try to grab him. Yeah, you go try to take him down, So that's why it's hard to get the judges to all agree to one unified rule. Obviously, they do have a standard, right? But at the same time, some people's expertise are better. You got some really good boxing judges that are oh yeah, this is by hand. Yeah, that guy threw more, but why is he losing? He threw more and landed more. Well, yeah, you didn't see the other big shots that landed. So that's why some people get frustrated too, right? In boxing, what are the rules? The more with the significant hits, the more with the power shots, the one who gets knocked down is a 10-8. And that's what we don't see in fighting either. It's 10-8 rounds when they should be after the guy got knocked down 3 different times. It's okay, then what's considered a 10-8 round? Because in boxing, that dude just got TKO'd in that round if he got knocked down 3 times, right? So that's what's kind of hard on the judging, I feel like.
It's almost like you can't have just one. It's like politics or something. Everybody's going to kind of see it from their perspective, like you said. And it's very tough to determine, is volume more important or is power more important? For instance, there was a referee who I had a shouting match with once because I was doing commentary for the XFO and I was shitting on a bad decision. He stands up and starts yelling at me and we're going back and forth. We had to figure it out. He just liked to score damage a lot. So even though the dude would hit him with 3 or 4 jabs, because the dude every now and then would land a hook, he liked that. He liked damage more. It's kind of tough to figure out what is more valuable as a mixed martial arts fighter. Juan, I'm going to really put you on the spot for this one. You could just give me a no answer if you want, but Holly Holm just fought Ketlin Vieira. My guy below me here said, Vegas is in on it. Terrible decision. I, for one, could kind of see how somebody could see it for Ketlin. Ketlin landed the harder shots. Holly landed more. What did you think? How much more valuable is a power shot?
But again, she did land more on the end of the numbers, but per round, what did they look like per round? Okay, did she land more? Yeah, because everyone sees the end and be like, well, she fucking threw 200 more strikes in her. Well, were those 200 strikes from the first, the fifth, and the third? Like, where did all those shots come from? And, like, during those rounds, did Holly get hit more with more significant strikes than the other girl did, right? Like, yeah, it's volume. Yeah, she got some takedowns. Yeah, she had cage control and things like that, which I would have, me judging, like, an MMA fight, like, oh, yeah, I feel like, because I know how hard that is to keep someone on the fence, to keep wearing them down, and getting pop shot doesn't really matter. So for me, I feel like Holly wins, right? But for a judge, they're seeing the power shots that were coming in as she was taking when she came in on the fence, the elbows, things like that, the submission attempts, whatever. So you start adding those into the equations as well. Like when you take someone down and they go for a submission, you're just laying on top. What looks better? Like at that point, it's like, okay, yeah, wrestling, it did take 2 points to get her down. But submission, she's been in that Kimura, she's been in that arm triangle, she's been in the arm bar for 30 seconds. And she has a minute control, but she never tried to finish the fight while she was on top, right? So that's what you got to look at as well, So again, that's why judging, like, it's a fucking very hard job that people are underestimating, right? Like, oh, this is easy, I would have voted this way. Well, what about the millions of other people that would have thought that was a shitty idea or a shitty call, right? Like, you chose for a guy, and so it goes both ways. That's why you see so many different diversity in the judging, which is awesome.
Yeah. No, I like that take, man. That was an in-depth breakdown of judging from the man,
bro.
Juan Archuleta. You gotta be a judge one day or a ref or something. I think after the career, that's you.
Oh, man,
you could
I'm
do it.
telling you, me, Cub, TJ, and Joe Stevenson and Paul Herrera, like, we all have these conversations, like, the true intricate meaning of why they judge that way or why they're doing this. Like, you have to, right? Like, this is my livelihood.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go into a fight thinking like, well, fuck, I had 6 takedowns, but yeah, you're all cut up, your eyes are gashed up, like the peak quality in the Pitbull fight. Like, bro, yeah, I know you were landing bombs, but you got cut up and all this stuff. Like, this thing was leaking, like, so there's a bunch of things that go into play, right? So
that's exactly it. Juan Archuleta, this is a betting show. We're breaking down the UFC card.
Hell yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on any matchups on this one? Because we got a lot of people here who like to hear our predictions, hear where we're coming from. We've got one of the best fighters in the world. The floor is yours, sir. Who do you like on this card?
Okay, I have one that I overheard you guys talking about that might be a game changer for someone that wants to put on a big underdog, which is Dan Argueta, right? Like, I train with the guy, so he is very hard to submit. Like, the guy is, since I've grappled with him and seen other people, a little inside scoop, right? Like, I don't know if I could say this or not, but guy is extremely good at fighting on the ground. So maybe that might want to deter some people on, what they're going to bet. Like I said, don't hold me accountable for it. I'm just giving inside information. He knows how to wrestle and he knows how to grapple. And taking a short notice fight like this is very good for him.
That's
Why
exciting
is that?
too. That's exciting.
Because
why
for
is
him,
short notice good?
Why short notice? Because the guy doesn't have time to research how strong and how good he is in his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu. So, the guy thinks he's going to – Jackson's known for his jiu-jitsu, right? He has great jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And going into this fight, it's like, man, like, Dan's very hard to submit for me, wise. And a couple of my other training partners that I won't name because I don't want to think people say, like, oh, Juan fucked me over on this bet. But, like I'm saying, he is very hard to submit, and I've seen him get out of some crazy situations. But, again, last time he fought, and this is for my backup for the people that might vote on him or that bet on him, he did have trouble sticking to a game plan when he fought at the Apex on the Ultimate Fighter. Like, he didn't stick to a game plan. He went out there and just let loose. So that could be a good thing. Could be a bad thing. I don't know.
Gotcha.
So that's,
dude.
I like
everybody's
Dan. So
pretty
like
heavy
Dan,
on Damon Jackson.
I'm saying I personally put money on Dan if I'm going to say that. So I don't put a lot, but I definitely put it on Dan.
You should, bro. Plus 500 odds. That's
yeah.
That's good. That's some good plus, man. Throw 25, get yourself 125, something like that. Or maybe you go 100 for 5, something like a little extra money for the week, bro. A little extra money.
Yeah, I heard that. The gas prices are getting ridiculous. And I drove to San Francisco, so
your boy can help you out with that. Okay, look.
Yeah, boy, come on, Dan. Yeah.
Five to 1 dog Juan. Look, the biggest thing I was worried about is can Damon Jackson submit him? You just gave me more confidence. I have never done it on this show. I've never done it once. I'm going to switch my pick. I'm going to go with what you just told me. I think that the only way Damon Jackson wins this thing is defensive wrestling, striking, and able to submit him. If he can't submit him, Juan, I believe you, bro. I believe you.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, his last fight, he fought a guy that was really good on the ground too. So if you look at his last fight on LFA for the world title that he had a couple weeks ago, I'm telling you, man,
it's good plus money. Shoot, I mean, it's a dog or pass play. I'm not betting on Damon Jackson by any means at minus 500. I mean, that's a no bet. If I'm throwing down, I'm going plus money on Argueta for sure. We'll see what happens. Mike just changed the pick, bro. You work some magic on him there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, I was on the fence about it, and you just really helped me because the way I see Damon Jackson winning is like a guillotine or something. You don't think you could submit him? I take your word for it, Juan. Juan, you have another pick.
If you want an underdog of the week right now, I'm telling you, Dan's the way to go. So the next pick, obviously, is I really like the Ige and how do you say this guy's name? Evloev? Evloev, yeah. So I mean, I was excited to see Evloev against Tapira. Like that was gonna be like the Cody Garbrandt and the Almeida fight. Like both of these guys were undefeated. One of these guys is definitely going for the title if they win this fight, right? Unfortunately, he had to pull out. The Russian pulled out, and then Tapira didn't make weight, so he didn't end up fighting, right? But now you get Ige, who's a freaking barn burner. Like could continue to push forward no matter what. Like. This guy's a walking zombie. You know, he comes through, trains with great guys. But again, you got a guy that's unstoppable, that has undefeated, is full of confidence, believes in his power, believes in his not only his power, but also his grappling. I mean, he's submitted people, he's knocked them out, he's, done everything, took them down, controlled people. So I think I go with the Russian on this one. I like Dan, and I do hope he wins, right? Like, but if I'm taking emotions out of this and I got to pick a smart pick, I'm going with the Russian on this one.
I can't. I guess I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but like Russia, but you see the EV at the end. That I tend to go that way. EVOV.
Well, and that's the thing too, is he's not even Dagestanian, right? Like you start seeing these Dagestanians, you're like, okay, you know what you're gonna get for this fight. Like you're gonna get a guy that's gonna pressure and take people down and keep them against the fence, right? Well, Evloev, or sorry for thrashing his name, but I mean, this guy has a stand-up capability. He's not the typical Dagestanian Russian. He's actually Russian. He's like Peter Yan, right? Like there's something different about Peter Yan. There's something different about Evloev. He's gonna come out, he's gonna fight, and he's gonna take the fight. And I think he's just a little bit better everywhere this fight goes.
There it is, AJ. There it is. That sounded confident to me.
I like it. I like the pro pick right here. Juan Archuleta's official take on this one. Yeah. Those are like the picks you feel like you want to talk about the most, or like you have a little main event lean, or you like stay away from these damn heavyweights. Like you're not feeling. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean Rozenstruik, he's been looking really good, right? Like he's been. Volkov, he's a legend in the sport. He's continued to make gains. He's sometimes takes steps back and then comes back even stronger. I think this fight, he's not going to be having too much similarity around him, like as far as his coaching and things like that. But I think that kind of changes a man's mentality going into a fight. So I got Volkov I don't know if a lot of people have him or not, but I don't even know the odds with it. But I think Volkov, just because what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of, the process that he's taken to get here, like the complications, I don't know why I can't think of the word.
The road?
Like, the steps to get here, like adversity. There you go. Sorry. Yeah. The adversity he's gotten to get into this fight and taking this fight. So I think that makes you a stronger fighter, and it makes your brain work a lot better inside a fight.
I like it, man. That's a solid pick. Slight favorite status for Volkov right now, sitting at around minus 145 range, with Rozenstruik at plus 135 as the dog. Close money favorite. Juan, I like the picks. I like the confidence, but what I love the most is your take on judging, because that is the most intricate take I have probably heard around the whole sphere of MMA. Period, man. I like that a lot.
Oh, dude, if you want to shoot a 5-hour podcast about it, we can go on for hours. I'll keep going.
We'll take you up on that.
Yeah,
Juan,
sure.
you're the man. Juan, can you tell us What does the future hold for Juan Archuleta? We're all Juan Archuleta fans. What can we look forward to?
Definitely looking to fight more active, right? Like I've already called my manager. I've already called the matchmakers. I talked to my boss and everything like that. I mean, I told him, look, I'm ready to get in. I want to fight 2-3 more times this year. He's like, oh, you're crazy. I said, no, I really do. Like, since COVID has happened, I've been slowed down to one time a year. Like, my fans are used to me fighting 4 to 5, sometimes even 7 times a year. I've fought, so it's just like I want to be active. I'm not getting any younger, so they can see hopefully a little more activity if they get behind me on it and kind of push Bellator to push me to fight more because I'm ready to go. So
is there
hopefully
a
more
specific
fighting.
name, maybe?
I mean, I've told them from 155. I've told them put me against Patricky. I've told them to put me at 35. I told them to put me at 45. It doesn't matter at this point. Like I called out Gallagher. He obviously didn't accept the fight and went with Brett Johns. So I was like, okay, well, give me Pedro Munoz. Pedro Munoz said yes, but then they turned around and gave him Mads Burnell. So now I'm like, well, I mean, I wanted to build up the fight a little more, so it sounds like Horiguchi's the next fight. So let's make me and Horiguchi at 135. We both got 2 losses coming off, but we're still gonna put on a hell of a show come fight night.
Let's go. Horiguchi's the guy for you, man. I actually think that's the matchup. I was thinking that beforehand when I was like, oh, who's the one to fight next? Horiguchi, Juan Archuleta, I think is a sweet fight in Bellator and still right towards the top. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's make it happen.
Let's
Bellator. Hopefully they're listening, bro.
Right. All right, at least hopefully they're listening about just booking me a fight.
Give them somebody.
Right, give me anyone. Shit. Yeah.
Man, we respect the activity, Juan. We definitely want to see you in that cage very soon. I heard you drop a Pitbull brother name there. You want a shot at that lightweight title, brother?
I'll even go against Patricio. I don't care is what I'm saying. I don't care. I'll fight Patricio. I'll fight if that gets me. If people say, oh, I want to see that fight. Okay, let's put that shit on. Put that shit. If no one else wants to fight him, but obviously I don't earn the spot to fight up there right away. I obviously got to make a name at 55 first. But I mean, if no one wants to fight him, put me in with them and I'll go.
Let's go.
I love it. Juan, you're a savage.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for you guys' time.
Juan, it was great chatting with you, man. It's great to meet you. I'm looking forward to the next one. It's good to get that face-to-face, man. So I'll be watching out there with even more excitement, bro. Even bigger fan for this one. Let's go. My guy.
You got vested interest.
Let's go.
All right,
hell
guys.
yeah, Juan. Thank you so much, brother. We'll see you again soon.
Have a good one.
Juan Archuleta, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The Spaniard, the man. Oh, I like this. I like
look at Mike full screen. Look at this guy. He looks huge over here, man. This guy.
Chest hair. Yeah, look at that.
Doing it, man.
This is how the whole show should be.
Yeah, listen, man.
Is he gonna flip it again?
We'd have to flip flop, bro. I gotta move you over, man. I gotta switch. I'm sorry, my brother.
There we go. That's how we gotta do it. Look. That's a fucking badass fighter right there. And he was able to give you guys, you want to talk about honesty. He was just speaking straight off the cuff, AJ. There's no politics, no bullshit. He's ready to fight everybody in Bellator. Juan Archuleta's a problem.
I like Juan a lot, dude. He's cool. Glad we got to chat it up with him about the fights. And we still have a whole half left of this card. So we got to jump right back into it because it ain't stopping. Let's jump to the next one. That was a pleasure with Juan, but the people want the picks. So let's go. Next fight of the night, Joe Solecki versus Alex da Silva. Mike, I was sitting on this one, and I would say it's one of those, like how you said you were on the fence with Argueta. I was kind of on the fence here, and I'm like, I know Alex da Silva is really good on the ground, as is Joe Solecki. The stand-up game, I think the better Muay Thai leans the way of da Silva. Solecki against Niklas Mota I think he was stopped in the 3rd round by hooks, and that's a while back, though. That's some years back. That's LFA, regional scene. I'm finding just like a small amount of confidence towards the da Silva side to upset Joe Solecki, but it's like not like one that I'm loving the pick of it, but I kind of have a feeling that it's live here in the spot. Now, he's been a little bit inactive, but his last fight, distance with Brad Riddell, was really good. Da Silva's a solid fighter. My concern about both guys is the 3rd round. They seem to get a little weathered as that 3rd round comes to be. I'm going to pick da Silva, but cautiously. What do you feel here, Mike?
Well, actually, you brought up a point why we should want De Silva, because somebody who's strong in the third round is going to get that third over De Silva, but because he also is dealing with somebody who fades, he might be he might even more confidently pick him. Look, I think he's a great striker. That Brad Riddell fight was close. People forget De Silva was taking Brad Riddell down. He was hitting him with double legs. It is hard to take Mr. Riddell down. That is a well-rounded mixed martial arts fighter. I was very impressed despite the loss. I do think that he's the better fighter here. I think it's close. Like you said, you know, Solecki just submitted Donald Cowboy Cerrone in a grappling match, you know, so he's definitely a tough opponent, definitely dangerous anywhere the fight goes. But, you know, Alex De Silva, really good kicker, great kickboxing. And, you know, I think he just has an edge here, man. This is one, though, a lot of finishes on this card. This is one I think that's going all three.
Okay, I like it. I think so. De Silva win by decision. It's going to be both our picks. Let's read the lines to you guys. The side of De Silva's plus money, plus 150. Joe Solecki, minus 164. I like De Silva plus money. Let's get a little plus action here. Not my favorite bet of the card, but I do think there's value. Over a round and a half is actually awesome value at minus 240 if you're looking for like a hyper confident pick. And then De Silva to win a decision is plus 335. Me and Mike both on the dog. De Silva, we're dog hunting a bit here. I'm glad that we see it here.
Let's go. Hop in with the dog catcher, AJ. Let's do this shit, man.
Let's go. We got a good question here too. I've seen it 5 times, so I got to give it to my guy here. Magny Shavkat. Any guess what the odds will be? I'm going to say minus 400. Shavkat Rakhmonov is the favorite. Is going to be what they drop at.
Look, Neil Magny's my guy. We do commentary together for HFC. Shavkat's got to be a favorite in that one, man. Maybe a little tighter than what AJ just said. I mean, Neil Magny's definitely a veteran. It's definitely going to be a tough test, but Shavkat's kind of on fire.
It's just the OV at the end inflates the odds an extra 150. Might be
unbelievable.
plus 300. Yeah.
Does that really reflect in the champions, though? I mean, we haven't really seen too many Russian, Dagestani, you know, champions.
It's just on the odds, bro. They're huge. They're gonna be big. That's how it goes, man. And he's I think Uzbekistani. Shavkat Rakhmonov from Uzbekistan.
There you go.
I like Shavkat a lot, but Neil Magny's an OG gamer. Good fight here with Solecki De Silva, though. I'm glad we're on the same side. I want to get to the next one, which is actually our featured prelim of the night. We're still in the prelims, brother. We're still in the prelims. This one is Felice Herrig versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I like Felice a lot, guys. I've been following her since the tough days. She's always just seemed like a fun, cool personality, but she can fight. She definitely can. Kowalkiewicz and her went to a competitive first fight. I thought Kowalkiewicz deserved the win. She got it done. But she has looked bad in her last 5. Didn't Kowalkiewicz retire? I thought she was done. I swear I thought she retired after the loss to Jessica Penne. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but I swear Kowalkiewicz walked away.
I don't recall.
Now she decides, hey, I'm going to keep going. 5-fight losing streak is a problem. Her last win, who was it against? Felice Herrig. And that started the Herrig losing streak. She's lost 3 in a row. I think it's a competitive matchup here. I feel like Herrig may mix in some wrestling, but I know that's not her forte, though. But Kowalkiewicz, to me, hasn't looked great, man. And I think Herrig looks really fit. I checked out the Instagram recently. She's looking like she's training her ass off still. Looks youthful. I'm going to say Felice Herrig on an ultra-competitive decision.
Yeah, I'm seeing a similar thing, AJ. They went to a split decision last time. I think they're going to a split decision this time. It's no question. You know, Karolina needs this win. This is win or go home type stuff right here. She has been on a hell of a skid. As AJ just pointed out to you, she hasn't won a fight since 2018, and that was that split decision win over Felice Herrig. With that being said, Felice has not been the most active either. Not been the most active during that time period. You know, after the Karolina fight, she only fought Michelle Watterson and Jandaroba 2018 and then 2020. So Felice has been out a lot. I think that has to be a factor here. You know, it is tough to have a little bit of ring rust. And, you know, I hate to be critical of a Team Curran standout who, you know, I've spent a good amount of time with. She goes to all the XFO shows and she's from my neck of the woods up there in Northern Illinois where I grew up. Doesn't have the highest fight IQ. I mean, I just don't like her decision-making in that cage. You could hear Jeff Curran in her corner sometime freaking out because she's deciding to, you know, go for a submission instead of stand up or whatever it is, right? It's like, you know, she's not making the most strategic decision at every point, and that makes her tough to bet on. I'll double up with AJ and say Felice Herrig here. Not confident enough to place a bet.
Yeah, the money's close too for Herrig. She's a slight favorite, though. Interesting that she lost the first one, but she's a favorite here. -120. Carolina +107. I like Herrig for the win. I like over 2.5 at -320, probably more than anything. So I have a good feeling we're going long here.
Yeah, I think it's going all three. That would be the most. Am I more confident that Felice is going to win, that Carolina is going to win, or that this thing is going to a decision? I'm much more confident in the last one.
Yeah, I'm with you there. So -340, maybe a little parlay edition type situation if you're looking for overs to play with Felice Herrig, Carolina Kowalkiewicz. Those are the prelims, though, and we have to jump to the main card. The Money Line episode number 24. We just had Juan Archuleta come through and give us his takes on open scoring, some of this weekend's fights, and overall just a great conversation with him. I'm here with my guy Mike Finch, and we're breaking down UFC Vegas 56. If you guys watching haven't smashed the hell up of the like button, smish the likes, brother, smish them. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on as well. I'm on the road here, as you guys can see, but we're still making it happen as we always do. We got to do it. It's just we stick to our guns. Now, this fight, starting off the main card, is a very weird one because Mozharov had a way better record earlier on in the week. As of right now, his record has shifted. He is now 19-12.
Oh my God.
He's still on a win streak that is official, but he's had losses that were erased from his record and then put back in. And it is ultimately very concerning to see things like that. That's never a look that you like as a guy with, I don't want to say fake records, but, kind of faking his way through.
You can say it, AJ.
Fake record. It's a fake record. And I really love the stand-up of Askar. It's so fun to watch. He's explosive. He's dangerous. Alonzo Menifield is a guy that can get himself into some trouble if he's sitting there striking with this killer. Problem is, what do we even get from Askar? Who is this Askar that we're going to get? We have so little as to really who is this guy now. We've seen tape. We've seen him fight. You look at his Instagram. He has 357,000 followers. I'm going to assume he bought those because who the hell really even knows? I don't think those are real. He doesn't show you how many likes he has on any of his posts either. And he's got no comments on anything. No comments.
This is a strange guy, all right? This is a Russian spy, all right? What's going on here?
Ukrainian, actually.
Oh, there you go. There are a bunch of Russians in Ukraine, so be careful. Be careful. Look, I think his record's fake, but I don't think he's fake. If you go and look at his fights, he's a very powerful athlete. He has a lot of power in his hands. He can spin. He can jump. He's got a lot of kinetic energy development that makes him very dangerous. You could say all the same shit about Menifield. Menifield is a problem on the feet as well. Two guys with a lot of power. I don't think we could go all in on Menifield. The issue I see here, AJ, is in the grappling.
Yeah, I think that's the big L that Mozharov has. His ground game is a huge question mark. And what you've seen lately, we don't know. I'm the moron that jumped on him and picked him. And I said, I like Mozharov. And from what I've seen on paper, standing up, I do like him. And I totally acknowledge if Alonzo Menifield looks to wrestle, there's a serious chance that he gets on top and Mozharov is a fish out of water. But Menifield coming in maybe a little reckless. If there's any shot for some crazy shit to go down, I think Mozharov can win by KO. And I'm going to ride with the Mozharov by first round knockout side.
Woo! I'm
going with it. I don't care about the record. When he gets the W and he gets his true 20th win, people are going to say, oh shit, that's this guy's deadly. Menifield is not a submission ace by any means. He's more of a Thai style striker, truly. We've seen him in the Muay Thai shorts and some of his picks. He's a stand-up fighter. He has good clinch game, has okay wrestling, but I think Mozharov in this matchup, if he can keep it on the feet, can win. I'm going to go Mozharov.
Mozharov's crazy dangerous on the feet. But the same thing for Menifield, you know. So, I don't think that he's, significantly more dangerous than Menifield is. If you guys walked into a gym and you saw Mozharov hitting pads, you'd be like, that is a bad mofo right there. He sounds good on those pads, man. He looks dangerous as hell. The issue is he's got so many submission losses, and those. Right? You said you reviewed that on paper. The paper was lying to you, but those are real. Those submission losses that he's got are going to be a huge problem because Menifield is more of a mixed martial artist. We saw that Menifield, at least has ground and pound and the ability to fight on the ground. And I have not seen that out of Mozharov. There are more question marks about, his durability, his ability to be a full mixed martial arts fighter. I got to disagree with you on this one and go with the guy who is a little more well-rounded, a little more proven, because let's be honest, Mozharov, what's real, what's not. I like Menifield. I even think Menifield could catch him on the feet. Dude, Mozharov starts throwing these crazy shots, he might get tagged himself. And then there's always that threat of the wrestling, right? Menifield comes in here finally being the guy who's the better wrestler, better grappler. That should free him up in striking as well. I like Menifield in this fight. I think he could finish him. I think he could submit him. But I'm going to stay away. I would just say go straight money line for Menifield.
As far as the line for this matchup, Menifield is a slight favorite. Actually, at this point, he's not slight. He's a strong favorite. Minus 185 best value, but more like minus 250. Mozharov plus 210. I'm going to note this line up for the people here. Mozharov wins by KO TKO. It's only plus 255. On fight day, if that line is plus 500, I'm sprinkling down on it because the guy has a chance to land that dynamite shot. And, he comes out a little reckless. He comes out crazy. Maybe that chaos leads him to success, or I have a weird feeling it does. I'm going Mozharov, maybe against all, I don't know what the proper word would even be, but against all the masses, really, because everybody and their sisters all on Menifield. It's the whole family's on Menifield, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. I do get it. But Mozharov is still a dangerous fighter who's a little bit crazy. Actually, probably a lot of bit crazy.
Yes, you got these two big men in that 25-foot cage. They're going to clash, guys.
Let's go. Good fight, I think, in store for us to start the main card off. I want to keep running up because we got more action. It is Ode Osbourne and Zarrukh Adashev.
Hey.
Flyweight collision here. Mike, Osbourne is looking like a real athlete. He's looking nasty out there. Super explosive, dangerous, longer than Adashev. But Adashev is showing improvements, man. He can mix in some takedowns. Went long with Zhumagulov. Does have a kickboxing background. Very good hips. Ode Osbourne has some advantages here. But does he exploit Adashev? Do you lean the side of Osbourne, or do you think Zarrukh has a fighting shot here as an underdog?
Zarrukh does have a fighting shot as an underdog, but the biggest problem I see in this fight, AJ, is that Ode Osbourne fights a row back. He's got that Rufus Sports style where he's kind of on the balls of his feet and he's keeping you out at a distance. He's able to really get fancy back there and move very freely. Again, small cage, got to be careful about that, but I do think he should be able to snipe, and maybe the small cage will allow him to get those shots off better. You could even think Ode Osbourne finding a finish in this fight. I'll be conservative and say Ode Osbourne decision, but dude, he's dangerous, man. And Ode Osbourne at a distance should be, it should be a night and day difference when he's got him at range. Ode Osbourne's going to control everything from that distance. It's really up to Adashev to close. And Adashev likes to throw those bombs. It's possible that he catches him. I just think Ode Osbourne's going to be a lot looser. And again, he has a sniper rifle, and that sniper rifle is going to beat you when you're a block away.
I like that, man. I guess I'm just in a weird day. This is just an all day for me. I think I'm going Adashev by a decision. I think that he can maybe find a way inside. I'm not super high on Osbourne right now. Granted, I'm not super high on Adashev either. I like the potential for him to close distance and land some big hooks. He did land some decent, significant strikes with the Zhumagulov fight. I'm going to go Adashev. I'm going Dog City here over Osbourne, but it's a tricky one. It's a weird matchup. definitely could favor the Osbourne side for sure. Flyweight division matchup. So always exciting. I think with either way, fireworks. Now, as far as the lines for this fight, I know Osbourne is the favorite. Let's see where he's sitting at right now. Minus 177. Osbourne, Adashev plus 164. You look towards the overs, the unders, or whatnot. I think over 1.5 rounds at minus 160 is a genius bet here because I don't see Adashev going out easy, even if he loses this fight. I know he got beaten badly in his debut, but he went long in the past couple, and I don't think he's a chinny fighter. I feel like he's going at least distance with Ode, so I like that over 1.5
I like that over 1.5 as well. Guys, don't bet against Adashev because of his record. You know, he has a lot of pro kickboxing experience, so don't sleep on him for the MMA record. Sleep on him because he's a little predictable, always blitzes with the left overhand, right overhand. He's got good hip tosses, AJ. I know you see him throwing people. You know, that shit is awesome. He should be able to get a hold of Ode. If he can go ahead and throw him with a little hip toss, man, that's going to be nice on those judges' scorecards. You know, mix in some takedowns. I'm not confident he does it, man. I think one of the best skills Ode has is getting you to kind of fight his fight, get you to fight his cadence, his pace. He's a little funky in there. I think he's taken the decision, but I like the dog pick on that one, man. That's interesting. And, you know, I was definitely considering it. I tried to watch some of his kickboxing fights even to get his style a little bit more. That looping shit, AJ, I don't think it's going to land on Ode.
So you think the biggest difference is Ode would be slicker, quicker from distance, staying away? I definitely think it's possible, man. I'm going to go with Adashev, but as you guys can tell, it's not like he listen, Adashev, the line is wrong. This is crazy. No, it's Adashev, you know, competitive. We'll see. Overall, I think it's an exciting main card. Like the first two have me pretty pumped up. This next one, I will say, I don't want to say slows the hype a little bit, but it does slow my hype a little bit. It's Karine Silva and Poliana Botelho. But Karine Silva, I don't know if you see this at all. Doesn't her stand up a little bit? Something in there reminds you a little of Nunes. Do you see a little Nunes flair in her? Like something of the way she stands, the way she's upright?
Yeah, she's got that good straight right hand that Nunes likes to turn her hip over with. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see that from her. But she's known for the ground. Very good submission game. Botelho, I'm not like high on Botelho's game overall. I feel like in this matchup here, it's a weird one. It's competitive. It's girl making her debut, Karine Silva. She was not supposed to win that fight on the Contender Series either. She was able to get it done, and that was a solid W, win by a guillotine choke, I believe. Botelho has that like pressure tie style. She's pretty good with her clinch game. I think if she looks to take it to the floor, I think Silva's jiu-jitsu is more dangerous. I think potentially she catches something in. I just think it's a weird matchup. And like these ladies, I'm trying to envision them facing off. And I think that I have to go Karine Silva leading the submission side here in this matchup. What do you think with this one, Mike?
I like it. I do think Silva gets it done. Look, you know, on the feet, Silva's dangerous with the right hand, and you know, the biggest issue Silva will face on the feet is probably range. You know, Botelho likes to keep the legs real wide and keep you far out there. She kind of tries to fight a row back, like we said, Ode Osbourne does. The difference is she leaves that lead leg out there. It just looks like a piece of meat, and I'm surprised more people don't attack it. But I think Silva's Muay Thai will come through to start attacking that lead leg. And another reason she could attack that lead leg is because she's probably better on the ground anyway. So even though she's throwing her legs out there, yeah, you might catch it. Yeah, you might take her down to then get guillotined like her last opponent did. I like Silva in this fight. I think she'll win the striking and the grappling. One of my more confident picks on this card, man. I do think Silva can get it done. AJ likes the submission. I like the submission. Let's double down on it. Silva sub.
I like that double down, bro. As far as the money line odds, though, I will list them off first. Minus 117 for Silva, Botelho around plus 117. So Silva a little bit of a favorite, but win by submission for Karine Silva, plus 530 best value. You can find it around plus 500, plus 430. It's good plus, man. And I think it's like a high possibility win by submission. If you're looking to snipe out some props, maybe that is the one to add to your mix.
I like it. I think she can get it done. You know, again, I like to go money line. I don't think those odds are too wide to go money line. So if I was going to make a suggestion, my suggestion would be just stick with money line on this one, man. Those odds aren't too crazy. You guys can make a little coin.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's keep running up, though. Me and Mike got the agreement going on Corinne Silva. Next
Sure.
matchup is Mike Trizano versus Lucas Almeida. I think Mike Trizano is the more technical kickboxer of the two, but Almeida is a junkyard dog, pressure brawler who likes to fight. And I think he's going to be in an entertaining one. He's going to make Trizano fight him. I think Trizano's got the better straights. I'm not going to say he fights Rose back like you did with the previous couple matchups there. But I do think from distance, he'll be able to land straight shots, whereas Almeida wants to get closer, more in that closer boxing range. And he'll throw multi-shot combos in there. He'll flurry. He'll bang. Really, like Almeida's an entertaining fighter. Trizano, to me, I just think can do more. And I also think Trizano might have the better wrestling chops of the two. Maybe mixes in some takedowns. I like Mike Trizano to get the hand raise, but Almeida's a gamer, certainly. What do you think, Mike?
I have very similar thoughts to you, man. I do think Trizano takes a decision, but Trizano, one thing he has the best. He has the best mullet in MMA, AJ. That shit is going all over the place. That shit is bodacious. That is a beautiful mullet he's got over there. And if you guys don't think that shit affects the fight, you've never seen a Clay Guida fight, all right? When Clay's on top of you, all that hair is in your face, it definitely creates some extra, you try to get a hold of their head and all of a sudden the hair comes out and they're right out of that clinch. So, it always does make a slight difference. Of course, I'm having some fun with that. He's tall. He kind of fights like he's short, though. Trizano doesn't really use his range as well as I would like to see, especially in this matchup. With that being said, he is very tough. He is able to probably kickbox well enough. With Lucas Almeida, let's remember Lucas Almeida is a kickboxer. He has pro kickboxing experience outside of MMA. My issue with Almeida is when he misses a big shot, he doesn't move his head, AJ. I think that's going to be a problem here. I don't think he's got really the wrestling to deal with Trizano either. I'm going to go Michael Trizano decision.
Mike Trizano decision is actually my exact same pick here, Mike. So we're on the same side. Once again, we got some good agreement going towards the top. As far as the lines for this Mike Trizano fight, he's sitting at minus 210. Lucas Almeida plus 196. I don't know if I love that over 2.5 because I do think there is potential for damage in this fight at minus 190. It could happen. Trizano to win a decision. Do I like it? Plus 115. I do not. What I like the most is just a straight money line Mike Trizano play if you're looking to throw down on him. But acknowledge Lucas Almeida is a difficult fight and gonna be game.
Yeah, I think this is competitive. This is one I will stay away from as well. We had a few on this card that we both like a lot, and again, a lot of finishes on this card. But I think this is going to be like a closer fight. These guys are going to go toe to toe, and they're going to have to solve this. And I think toughness and cardio, these things will come into play. If Almeida wins, you would think maybe he's able to maybe find a submission or maybe smack something big in the first round there. If this thing goes long, the longer it goes, I think the more I like Trizano in this fight, man. I think he'll win 2 and 3.
I like it. Let's go. Me and Mike.
By the way, the Czar has been agreeing with us. He said Almeida is round 1 or bust, which is exactly what he said about the big guys earlier with
Askar,
the Menifield fight. So there it is. Round 1 or bust, Almeida. There it is.
I like it. I like the Mystic Czar takes over here. Let's get to the co-main event of the evening.
Hey.
Dan Ige versus Movsar Evloev. Hopefully I didn't give too much away as we were talking to Juan Archuleta. I know I did. I'm with Juan. I think that Movsar Evloev has clear advantages in the grappling department. I do think he mixes in his striking well. Like he looks like a quality kickboxer, mixing in level changes, well-timed off the strikes. Dan Ige, of course, he has the power. If he lets the hands fly, if he lands a big shot, he can get the win. But he was taken down by Zombie. I think Evloev's wrestling is, a fair amount above that. I think he's going to land takedowns. And I think we might be looking at a fight that's similar to the Hakeem Dawodu fight, where Evloev was able to control position, land takedowns, and shut down the dangerous striker here, using the superior wrestling and being competent in the kickboxing department enough to throw strikes and be confident in there to chain the takedowns. Evloev, I'm going to win by decision for him. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to double down with the win by decision. Look, he's kind of a decision machine, AJ. Not the best finisher. The UFC likes to see you get people out of there. He has not been able to do that very well. And against Dan Ige, who's very hard to finish, I think it's pretty damn likely this thing goes all three. For Dan Ige, he needs this one, but you know what? They've been giving him the top of the division, and I think his fortune's going to continue because this is a very, very tall task for Ige. I think he's going to get potentially outstruck, but definitely out-wrestled. You know, I think Evloev he makes you respect the kickboxing just enough to then set you up for the takedown. And I think he'll do that to Ige all night. I think in the top position, he could get dominant here. But again, Ige, well-rounded, good, even decent on his back. Like, he'll be tough. And I think it's going all three, man. So I'm the most confident thing here is that this thing goes all three, but I'll double down with you. Evloev's going to get it done. And, he's a future prospect, man. I really want to see him tested. And I think this is sort of a, all respect to Ige. I never say this with disrespect, but sort of a gatekeeper. And I think Evloev's going to pass through that gate with flying colors.
Yeah, I feel like one thing, though, it's interesting to say with Evloev, the decision machine we've kind of seen out of him. I feel like for his stock, it would be nice if he's able to go out there and get a finish over a guy as gritty and durable as Ige.
You said it. Gritty and durable. Tough, tall order.
That's a tall task, man. I don't think so. I think Evloev, hand-raised decision, dangerous Russian to keep an eye on. I'm interested in seeing his progression forward. Bryce Mitchell fight maybe on the horizon here in the near future. I'd be kind of intrigued to see those two go after it. Both guys very good in the grappling department. America versus Russia. We'll put that down on a fight night card. Let's go. Main event it. Let's do it after this one. Evloev's got to get through Dan Ige, though. We can't sleep on him completely, but it should be an Evloev win. But the odds are ugly. Like, you're not really making much. Minus 398, so minus 400 for Evloev. Ige plus 340. It's a parlay piece if you're looking for one. You're not touching the overs because they're ugly. It's doubtful this fight ends inside of the distance. Evloev win by decision is minus 155. Probably does that. Minus 155 is the line there. If you're looking to play something, but you're getting no plus, it's not supremely close. But I think Evloev gets the hand raised.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think this is, again, all respect to Dan Ige because he's a great mixed martial arts fighter. I think it's a fighter versus a B fighter, and I do think that, Evloev will control this fight. Dan Ige does not present enough problems, and, Evloev should be able to just play his game pretty well. This is a good matchup for him. I do think that he's going to be able to get the takedown. He's going to be able to do fine on the feet.
Let's go. Let's go. Same side. Me and the Finch man leaning it out the same way for most of the main card, for a lot of the main card, for a lot of the picks here. Let's see if we agree on the main event. Guys, if you're watching, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, keep it locked in at the Moneyline every Thursday. Normally 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Because I was out of town, it was a little earlier today. It was at 8. Shout out to the replay gang, too. I got to give you guys some love. Much love. We're going to talk Alexander Volkov versus Jairzinho, Biggie Boy Rozenstruik. Mike, I'm going to give you the floor for the main event to break it down for us.
Woo, give me the microphone. We got two big-ass heavyweights in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I had the pleasure of meeting Volkov many years ago before he ever fought for the UFC. He was in Bellator, and, I got to stand next to him, and I just looked up at this tower of a man, and I thought, how the hell are these heavyweights going to deal with this guy with all that range? Well, now he's up against a big power-punching heavyweight, and they put these guys in a phone booth. The cage at the apex is 44% smaller than the big cage. When you do that to massive heavyweights like Volkov, it changes everything. Volkov is going to do great fighting you a block away, but Rozenstruik's going to need to close that distance. He's one step away from doing it at any moment. I don't care if he loses a couple rounds or whatever. I think Rozenstruik finds that chin. I think he ends this fight. I've got Rozenstruik coming back from that bad Curtis Blades performance, showing us what he's capable of, using his power and getting that Derek Lewis style win over Volkov.
I love it, Mike. I love that pick. And I am feeling flip-floppy on this one. I don't know, I picked Volkov earlier to win a grimy decision, I'll say. But picking heavyweights in a small octagon for decisions, it just seems like a recipe for disaster. So I talked about, I think a value play would be Jairzinho Rozenstruik by KO, because I think there's a real likely outcome of that. Maybe Volkov, and I think Jairzinho is expecting this, looks to clinch fight, looks to put him against the cage, looks to wear on him as the taller fighter in the clinch. Could that happen? Definitely. Could Rozenstruik land that death bomb? 100%. He has a clear punching power advantage. Plotting kind of style kickboxer, kind of on both sides, really, but Rozenstruik has dynamite in the hands. Volkov does not bring a ton of power. He brings volume, and he's precise at times. I mean, that win over Alistair Overeem was fantastic. Volkov looked great in that fight.
Both of them.
Both of them beat Alistair Overeem, interestingly enough, but like Rozenstruik has some trouble with the grappling game, those takedowns. I think his ground game has improved a lot since then, and I was impressed even in loss to Curtis Blades. I mean, he had moments there. As I'm talking, I'm like selling myself on Rozenstruik. I genuinely am having a really hard time on this fight because I see exactly what you're saying. But then the other half of me says, what if Volkov can keep the distance, clinch, wear on him? It just seems like a tricky main event. Dog or pass bet. I'm going to stick with the guns of Volkov. If there's no money touching that Volkov line for me, I like Jairzinho by KO as the play. So as far as the odds, Volkov slight favorite, -144, Jairzinho +135. If I look towards the KO prop, which I think is a valuable one, Rozenstruik is +200 to win by knockout. If he's going to win the fight, I see him winning by KO. I don't know if they, just sit plotting, tap back forth, technical kickboxing display for all five. That to me kind of leans the Volkov way. If you look at some of the kickboxing fights with Rozenstruik, I believe one of them, it was like, it looked like he was at a rec center. And what I noticed is the taller fighter was able to kind of just manage range well against him. And Rozenstruik was kind of stagnant, looking for big shots, but had a hard time entering. Granted, small gloves, cage, as opposed to kickboxing, totally different sport. Just something I noticed, which is initially why I picked Volkov, and it's why I'm going to stick with him in this one. But I definitely see the danger of Jairzinho.
I think in a bigger cage, this is much more up for debate. I want Volkov to be able to exit AJ. I want him to be able to move side to side and at least use that length a little bit better. He's struggled with that, though. He struggles with keeping guys off of him. If you remember, even Fabricio Verdum could hit a single leg at any moment on him. It was like any moment Fabricio wanted, he could get to that leg. Well, I think Rozenstruik's going to get to that chin because that's his style. And I'm a little confident in Rozenstruik. With that being said, there's certainly a threat of knees to the face. There's certainly a threat of, Volkov has been in these grueling fights over and over again. He's a veteran now. He can gut this stuff out. He's tough. He hangs in there. I could also imagine a fight where Volkov maybe gets dropped once or twice, weathers the storm, and beats a tired Rozenstruik. I could see that, man. He's very, very tough, and there's no quit in him. I'm going to stick with it, my friend. Small cage, small gloves, big knockout. Rozenstruik. Let's go.
I love the Finchman reaction right there. The Mike Finch main event play. Love it, bro. And I'm interested to see how it plays out. And it's exciting to see you're on the other side of me. So we have our little friendly rivalry. We're going to war.
We're on the same team.
We're going, what is it? We're going old school, 1800s boxing where they bring the fist up
to
like
the line.
This. Yeah, toe the line, bro. Toe the line.
Toe the line. There it is. Toe the line. Yeah, my guy Mark Irwin reminds me of that. That's right. Toe the line. Who won in bare knuckle BYB the other day. I
saw that. I watched that knockout. It was pretty nice.
Right.
That guy's dangerous.
He's a beast. We're gonna try to get an interview with him soon on Spotlight on my channel. I'm looking on here, and Snowo Man is asking, Mike Finch, are you putting money on this fight? You guys would be surprised how rarely I actually take money out of my wallet and bet on fights. I'm thinking about it. Look, the one reservation I have here, heavyweights. It's a little unpredictable. You guys are always like, female MMA, you can't bet on it. Look, heavyweight MMA. I mean, why wouldn't Curtis Blades beat Derek Lewis? Derek Lewis can't wrestle. Like, why would? Sure enough, Curtis Blades shoots from a block away, eats uppercut to the face. It's like, you got to be careful in heavyweight MMA. So, with the heavyweight MMA thing, I'm on the fence about betting on it. One of my more confident picks on the card, though. So for you guys who do bet every single card, I would say this is one of the more confident ones. You guys are going to hear my lock in a minute.
Let's go. Mike, I'm ready to hear your lock. So let's jump to the locks of the night. money line lock of the night segment. Mike, I'm going to let you kick things off because you were just talking about this lock, and I'm damn curious who you're picking.
Look, I try to look at fights where people can win the fight in multiple areas, right? If you're a better striker and a better grappler, now I'm getting interested, right? The odds are a little too wide on our real favorite too. The real favorites, guys, would be, of course, Evloev, winning a decision. I do think he's just going to go ahead and dominate that fight. And then the first fight of the night, you got Erin Blanchfield, man. She's going to go ahead and dominate that fight. The odds aren't good enough for you guys, though, right? I mean, if you're going to parlay them together, that might be interesting. Call me crazy. I think Karine Silva is going to submit this girl. I think she's the better striker and the better grappler. I'm going to go ahead and take her as a lock of the night. I think that makes the most sense to me because I think she's not going to have a threat in either area. That leg is out there to chop too. I could see her getting the decision even if she can't win by submission. I like that one. Don't sleep on Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik, we're going to keep up there too. So I just gave you guys 4 fights. Those are the 4 fights I'm most confident in. You could do any collection of those to parlay. Again, this is not financial advice. Make your own decisions. But when I look at this card, those are the 4 that I would consider taking money out of my pocket for.
I like you because I mean, I'm in agreement with you with the Evloev fight, with the Blanchfield fight. Like, those are locks, but we can't include them in this segment because, like, the odds are atrocious.
Too wide for you guys.
Right. I'm going fair. I'm going a money line that you could touch. I'm going to go Jeff Molina. That's going to be my money line pick. I think he's going to beat Zarrukh Zhumagulov. It's the fight he's supposed to win, and I see him getting it done. Hand raised for him. Overall, very interesting card coming up, but it's like an appetizer for what we have with UFC 275. I'll be back in studio next week, so you guys will get my beautiful background, my normal camera. I won't be on the road. I'll be and I'll have the late night live back. I took it off this week, and I'm going to disappointingly tell the people I'm not going to be live for the full card on Saturday. I got a family party I'm going to be enjoying, and sometimes family first, you know what I'm saying? So I will be off from the Fight Companion. No Shuey this week, but next week I'll be back with a damn vengeance. Mike might be joining me. I'm hoping that he does for that pay-per-view card. I need you, Mike.
You guys there.
At least one every 6 months. Like, if we get you in for a couple, and I think it's worth it, bro. I think it'll be fun.
I like the invite. I appreciate it. I'll be there. Tune in. Watch the Fight Companion live. But actually, before that, you'll get the money line. So we'll see you there, and we'll hype it up then. Enjoy these fist fights this Saturday, guys. Me and AJ predicted a lot of finishes for this card. Maybe not a ton of name value, but I think you guys are going to see some blood.
I think it's blood. Blood's coming, brother. Blood's coming. This is a good weekend ahead of us. Also, some boxing too. Kambosos, Haney. Not going to give you like an accurate pick there. Like, I don't know for sure, but I kind of feel like Devin Haney's getting the hand raised by a decision. That's what I'll say about that one.
Damn, I gotta dig deeper into that one. I like Kambosos, seen him box a little more than I have Haney. Let me hit you with that pick later. If
we throw it on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go. If I'm giving you a boxing pick, I better do my damn research because I watch every MMA fight. Can't say the same about boxing. I love watching the big fights.
Same. I'm honestly with you there, man. I'm watching the prelims all the time, but in boxing, it's main events only for the most
you're
part.
Impressive with the preliminary fighters. When I started doing money line, for sure, AJ had like, if they had one prelim fight in the UFC, AJ knew. Yeah, I had to do my research. So
now you've caught it though. You're in it now with me, bro. You're in the trenches.
I'm in it. Every card I try to do a little bit of research, and try to make sure I'm coming at you guys after having them fresh in my head. Like, how many times have we seen Felice, Herrig, and Carolina fight? Still, I wanted to watch their fights to refamiliarize myself, right? So we try to bring you guys the goods and help you out, make some decisions. And I hope when you guys listen to the show, one of the best things you could pick up is just the way we're thinking about each fight. I'm trying to bring up possibilities where these things might go. Hopefully that weighs in on your decision-making even more than just our flat picks do.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. It's more about getting an idea of what could happen. Final question I'm going to answer for the night. Adrian Yanez, Tony Kelly, do we agree with the odds? No, I don't agree that those are quality odds, but Adrian Yanez should get the hand raised there. I think he does get the W, but the odds are too wide. I mean, Randy Costa gave Yanez a fight, and Tony Kelly ran over Randy Costa. So that fight right there is a minus 150 type situation, is what it is.
On the head, 100%. Yeah, that's too wide.
Way too wide. There's going to be probably no Yanez bet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed we're going to get out of here. Much love. I hope you guys enjoyed the Juan Archuleta interview as well. It was cool to chat it up and get his take. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Keep it locked in here at MMA Experts. Keep it locked in at Moneyline every Thursday, normally and consistently, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Tune into the show consistently. Mike, you got anything to say before we send it off?
Yes, we did start early today. For those of you who are asking, guys, we interviewed Ryan Bader last week. Jon Jones chimed in on that Ryan Bader interview. It's up on my channel. You guys can look it up, youtube.com/Mike Finch. You type in Mike Finch MMA, I'll pop up. You guys can go ahead and check out what Jon Jones said in response. I thought it was fun. Jon Jones coming out of the woodwork. Hey, Jon Jones making his heavyweight debut against Ryan Bader. Bellator, give him a call. Look, I don't make those decisions. I leave that to Scott Coker. I know what my job is, and I'm not trying to step on nobody's shoes. I'm just saying Ryan Bader's been calling him out for years. Rematch at heavyweight. All you guys say Jon Jones is going to have ring rust. Jon Jones needs a warm-up fight. It sounds like Ryan Bader's nice and warm. I want to see that fight. Let's go. Jon Jones versus Ryan Bader. If we made that fight on Moneyline, we've done y'all a service, okay?
That would be incredible, Mike, but I think the UFC contract is out with Jon Jones. It ain't going to happen. That's our fairy tale, bro.
They never let him go, man. Can you imagine if a preliminary fighter did half of what Jon Jones has done?
Probably
you know,
be in the UFC.
It's like they really respect the world champion, the pound for pound great Jon Jones, and of course, we want to see him finish what he started and really try to go in and win that UFC heavyweight title like he's told everybody he's going to do. I'm just saying. It would have been fun, and it's fun to see Jon Jones chiming in on our Moneyline interviews, guys. We're making waves out here.
We're making some fucking waves, some tsunamis incoming. Much love, my people. Mike, much love, my brother. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're signing off. Peace, and we will see you all in the next one.